Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully, this is the first of many videos like this to come. Still working on setting up how my lighting's going to be. Everything's been changing a lot lately around me and what I'm doing with the family and everything. Like our office right now is a little bit of a mess, but we're going to be moving forward and starting to make things instead of waiting to the end. Anyways, today I want to talk about something very simple, and it's where you place your camera and how important that is. And really, we're going to talk about over the shoulder shots today. So I have this set up in Satellite 3D where I have these two people sitting at a bar, and they are having conversations, obviously. Um, and right now, I want to show the difference between if I have the camera in front of them or if I have the camera behind them. So with the camera being in front of them, let me grab the camera real quick. Let's move this to where. You know what? I'm gonna change it from full frame since I shoot on a Canon C70. I'm gonna change it to APS-C. I shoot mainly on 24 to 70, so we'll go there, and we're gonna shoot a T4. And we'll just leave it that way. So I'm gonna move the camera to the front. So if we were setting the scene up, this would be an option right here to do that. Then I would zoom in, get the close up. You know what? I have a 24 to 105, so I will switch that over to a 24 to 105 as well. And 105 looks a lot better. I also have prime lenses that I could also do this as well. So like there are ways, like if we're shooting a normal scene of people talking, if this is like a nice conversation, you could have them um, actually kind of move that way a little bit. Let's take the posing. Let's change their actual pose and start off with posing their head and just have them kind of look at each other. Who else too much? Don't look at the camera. Don't look at him. So I might want to move the camera a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'll pose him too. Just go ahead and pose him real quick and have them looking at each other um, and talking. I could have him actually turn his entire body because in this scenario, it's one of those scenarios where it's like they're just having a conversation, right? And they're friends, they're buddies, they're hanging out, right? Move his arm a little bit more. I mean, that kind of looks weird, but you know what? We can live with that. We can live with weird, and that's fine. Um, so with that being said, I want to take and move the camera a little bit more to kind of move his eye line, right? Um, and really, you really just want to be able to have that not break that 180-degree rule, right? And if you have an issue where you have this OTS, right? Let's move this focus point to here, keep it on him. With a standard OTS, especially when you have two people sitting next to each other, it's different framing as far as what the standard traditional OTS is, right? And the reason why I'm going with this one because this one shows a lot more. This framing shows a lot more of what to potentially look for when it comes to these types of shots because this is technically an over the shoulder shot, even though it's not over the actual shoulder of the character. So this would be one. I'll just go ahead and take a snapshot of this one. And then I'll move this camera to the other side, trying to be perfectly identical to get this same shot, right? Let's see. Let's get this to this guy, right? So now you have an OTS of him, and take a snapshot there. Now this is a standard like OTS shot over the shoulder. You do a three-person shot. We'll go right in the middle as well, and turn it to where we get our wide um, of them, and we'll zoom out. And if they're on the same plane, which they should be, as long as I put one in focus, they both should be in focus. So we got the wide. Let's put the camera between the two. There we go. So now we'll snapshot this as well. So now if we go here and we pull this over, since I haven't really been doing much inside of there, so we'll pull this over a little bit. Let's reframe, let's refix our framing because our top view is going to be very important at some point when I'm moving stuff around. So with the way this is set up, I know it's not a lighting tutorial, but and right now, just currently the way that it sits, I just have lighting like standard bar lighting, where it's bar over top and stuff like that. So, and it's a full-on restaurant. So if you look in the background, there's obviously a bunch of tables like right here, and tables here, and they all have lights, and that's all lighting everything. And then on top of that too, I think there's lighting. No, there's not lighting over top of the tables, which at some point when I work on this revamp of the restaurant, I'm gonna save those with extra lights as well. But in this scenario, we have two people talking. They're just catching up, friends talking about their day. So now we got this wide shot here. Actually, let's go to view. All right, so right now, let's render the. You know what? Let's go ahead and render these shots real quick. If you are wondering about the hat, it's Go Make Art. It's by Max Arcos and Soso. Or sorry, Max Arcos and Mr. 12 Floor on Instagram. Go ahead and check them out. I'm not sure if they're in stock. This one right here is not in stock. I know for a fact because this is a custom one that they gave to me. And this show is not sponsored. I'm just letting you guys know to just go check them out. All right, so we're here. Okay, so the basic scene is people talking. Hold on. Basic scene is people talking, right? So we got these two wide shot. You got lights over top. That's where the main lighting's coming from. And I like this. This is standard. This doesn't seem uninviting. It doesn't seem like it just seems like a standard conversation. I like how this is. It's just a regular back and forth between the two, right? So you'd be like, hey, it's like, hey, thanks for coming out. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so what's up? Well, I just wanted to talk to you, just hang out, catch up, Um, yeah, sure. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. So what's going on? What's new with you? Oh nah, man, I'm just, chilling, that type of thing, right? It looks that way. There are ways we can actually make this more tense, right? I would personally use this for a standard if I need to be like, all right, cool, we need to knock it out. If we're running late on a project and we really can't like suss out some situations, I can shoot this and be happy with it, and then let the editor, or if I'm editing, play with the actual pacing of the edits more. So like if there needs to be a zoom in, if there needs to be whatever, like we shoot at a higher resolution to edit at a lower resolution, then we upscale. And I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off that I said that, but I mean it is what it is, and like that's what you're gonna have to live with. So this is the front, right? You got two people in the front. A lot of times these are just really good conversation pieces. It's just your standard over the shoulder shot with two conversation pieces. So now I want to talk to you about shooting it from behind. One of my favorite setups, especially like when we're talking a potential. Um, if you look at it right now, our 180-degree line is obviously it's going to stay. It's going to stay on the two people. That's where the 180-degree line is going to be. So now if we flipped it to the back, right? And I think I'm going to delete the girl that's in the scene. She doesn't need to be there. Let's see. We'll spin this around. So, nope. There it is right here. Oh, no. What did I just do? Oh, I'm messing with this. Okay, so, um, like, her being there is not as important. And this is a restaurant scene, so I could just turn her around if I wanted to be honest with you, or send her over here, walk in a different way. Just have her walk away. Let's change her outfit real quick because she's working at a bar. So I guess there's nothing wrong with her outfit. I don't know. You guys tell me. Should I switch it to this or that? That? Mm, I don't really go to bars, so I don't know what people at bars wear. I guess that'll work. That'll work. Um, so I'm gonna bring this back to a wide, right? Conversation now here, and with us shooting from behind, this is a point where where I would add a light. Okay. So I got my wide here. I'll add a light, which go to continuous light, and it won't be like a key light. Like my key light's still on the other side. My key light are still these lights up here. So I'm gonna add probably a tube that we can Hollywood, right? Especially being an independent. Wait, sorry. Especially being an independent film, you might not have the ability to really spend a lot of time on this. And you might not have a lot of time to really hold things up. And tube lights seem to be like a very, in my opinion, normal way of doing things. So we're gonna raise it up just to kind of give. Again, we're doing that light where it's like we're getting the light from somewhere else, right? And this is really only meant to be a soft light. This is really only meant to be um, a kicker. Not It's not meant to light the entire scene. It's just to give us a little bit of detail inside the clothes and kind of separate, give us a little bit of detail, a subtle detail. So we put it down to like 20%. And it's just one single light panel, or not light panel, sorry, light bar. And if I really should turn it to the side, so I'm gonna turn it to the side, which gives it a little bit more spread across both people's backs. Um, right now I would like to put it right in the middle. So we add a little bit of light because if you turn it off, it goes away. You don't really have anything in that background. If you turn it on, it's a little bit, it gives you a little bit more right here and right on the back here. Um, I might want to push it up a little bit more, maybe move it back some, maybe go up some more, about 8.5 feet, just to kind of continue with that whole idea of the light coming down and the lights naturally coming from where the tables would be and the lights being over the tables. So this is my wide right now, right? Both of them are focused. They're having this conversation. So we're gonna go ahead and snapshot this. Let's just hit enter, right? There we go. So we'll snapshot this, and then I'll move to the next shot, which would be my first OTS. In these shots, though, the great thing about these shots is that, like, now when it comes to this, I would actually, this is really more of an over the shoulder, you know, because you're over the shoulder of the in the back of this person. You can literally play with your angles. Just don't like cross the 180-degree line unless something specific happens. You can go right here and you can literally um, take to put some. Let's give it a scenario. Let's give it a scenario. So this guy, right, feels like he's being put into a trap, right? This is something that they're trying to hide something, right? Maybe they owe money to somebody. Maybe that's what it is, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put him because he's the one that's not in trouble. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that he's the one that's not in trouble. He hasn't made the bad choice. The great thing about cinematography is it's all psychological. So like right now, I'm giving him a lot of headroom and I'm compressing this guy, right? So this guy has a lot of not headroom. I'm sorry, a leading room. Leading room. Headroom is up here. Leading room is in front of the person's face. So with us doing this, I can zoom out actually and give us a little bit more breathing room for him. And as time goes, you could either go in further or zoom out. You know, you can actually shoot like from this far out if you want to get yourself that type of shot. But if I'm shooting this and I'm shooting this in a way that I'm shooting the way that I want to shoot it, I'm probably gonna sit here and I'm gonna take a snapshot here. This is gonna be one of my shots, right? So I'll push that there. But then later on, as more information is gathered, I'm gonna push in, but I'm most likely gonna keep him centered because he's not the person in trouble. His friend's in trouble, right? So then we're gonna go here to the next side, and this time though, the way that I'm gonna frame it is different. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out. I'm gonna get that same shot that I got before, only the backside. So I'm gonna start out here, same shot, right? I'm gonna put him in the middle, put him here, give him an OTS. But instead of keeping it the way that I kept it before with him in the middle, we're gonna make him, because remember, this is a psychological issue, or this is a problem. This guy's in trouble. I'm gonna push in Actually, I'm not going to push in yet. I'm going to push over and kind of give him more room behind him. Like he has no space to go forward. He always has to go back, which is kind of like I can't move. I'm stuck. So I'm going to put him over in this side of the third, and I'm going to hit apply, or I'm going to hit a snapshot there. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and zoom out, right? I don't even know if I would zoom out on this, right? Because if anything, I'd zoom in further, right? Because he's in trouble. He has no he shouldn't, like, he's asking for help from his friend to help him take care of something. So we'll change that to this. And if I really wanted to, as time went, I could move him some more and frame him like this and go a little bit wider to where you kind of show it. We could also change the angle and move this way. And that's also a thing because now it's still giving him less leading room. Um, Let me put him back in focus. So it's like it's giving him less leading room. And one of the things that we don't have to worry about doing is changing the light. Um, in this scenario, if you wanted to, though, you could change the light and put it over here to give a little bit more angle on him and kind of backlight your your character in the foreground a little bit more. But you put it right here, and now you got that. But really, nothing changed when I did that. So there's that. But we're gonna take another snap. This might be another option as well. So now I'm gonna go into we're gonna look at this. Okay, so all right, so now this is different. This gives a different feel. This versus this, right? This is more inviting. They're in front. Like you're in front of them. They're open to you. Like they're open to you. Where this is, they're kind of it's like almost turning a cold shoulder. It's like they're trying to hide something. If I had something like this, right, it looks like just less inviting, right? I'm trying to hide something. And in this scenario, if we played like a clip, you'd be like, "Hey, thanks for coming out." Yeah, man. Anytime. What's going on, bro? I don't even know, bro. Like it's one of those things where it's just like, gosh, like people are actually about to attack me, and it's like I don't know. It's like, well, what's going on, bro? Like I need money. Well, what do you need money for? What do you need money for? It's you tell me what you need and tell why, or you go to here. It's like I need 100 grand. 100 grand, like, bro, I don't have that. They're gonna come after you and your family, and then it's what you know so this is more of, in my opinion, this is more of inviting, hey, come on in, cool, we're good to talk. We could have a serious conversation here where you're here, and you can do the same thing with the framing if you can't get behind them for some reason. But if you were to frame this one differently, let's go back and frame it. We could frame this to have a similar feeling to this, right? We could frame these two situations these two situations to have a very similar feel to what these two situations feel like, right? So when we go here, let's go back. We'll set it up. Let's go. Let's snap. Let's go back to this one. All right. So this setup, I will leave him the same way. I would just be like, okay, cool. This is the same thing. Boom, snap it. Right. I will go to this one. Right. This is where I would change everything because right now in this scenario he has too much leading room. So what I would probably do in this scenario is swing over this way the camera, and then I would move it here, and then again, like you're over the shoulder, and he has really no room. But what I would do is punch in some more, and I would go here. But then we're in the 105. I would switch over to either a 135 or a punch in, or I would just move the camera in further, right? To where now he has no room. It's almost like he's locked in a spot, and it's just compressed everything, right? So this will be my next shot for that scenario. So like I changed his I changed him first to this, right? Let's go back. See if I can move everything back. Okay. So I would change here, like I would do it like this, right? Where we changed it to here, and I would take away his ability to breathe, basically. And then so that would be the first shot. And then I would move the camera forward because right now I'm at a 105 already, right? And then I would take it and go here, Again, taking his ability to move away. Going back into it, we're gonna finish this real quick. This is the standard shot. This shot can be used because he's, again, we're having this scenario where he's not the bad guy. He's not the one in trouble, right? His friend is in trouble. He's there for him. So I'm gonna give him more room to breathe because he's not in trouble. I'm gonna take that room away from him because he's in trouble. Like, I'm going to take that room away from him. And then I'm even going to push it even further and go closer in because the intention of the scene is to show how in trouble he is. He's not as important as far as like, unless something happens to him where we decide to threaten his family or something, then it becomes something different. Then I would change the reframing. But if it's like, so say for example, uh, he is in a lot of stress because he found out his wife cheated on him or something. Boom, right? Cool. He finds out his wife cheating on him. He's in a lot of stress. He doesn't know what to do. He, on the other hand, is like, bro, I don't understand what you're going through, but I'm here for you. So why would I care about pushing in on him? I don't have to because he is not the main focus of the scene. And then to be honest with you, a lot of times, like a lot of people like to cut between these two so often when they're talking. I would actually stay in here with him more because I think his reaction to what this guy's saying is more important than actually showing him talking. So we can also do that type of stuff. Um, but where you place your camera is in how you frame it. They're both as equally as important. And one of my favorite ways to do like anything that's bad or negative is to actually hide behind them, be behind them, like they're trying to hide information. He's locked in. This one is a yeah, that's the same one from behind. And then this is also from behind. And then you start with this, right? And then if you were to get good news, you could potentially say, for example, she's gonna get the shots, right? Because they're like, you know what, blah blah blah. We could switch to the other side. Like the way that you understand how the 180-degree rule works is the way that you can break it. We'll talk about that in another video, but right now, if you haven't liked, subscribe, or hit the bell, go ahead and do it. And I'll see you on the next one.